Paul. Yes. I'm sitting here because it's really raining this morning. Yes. And I got all my stuff wet. Backpack's almost drenched. Woke up on a hardwood floor, sleeping in a sleeping bag. And I had mentioned that I'd like to sleep in a bed, but you thought it wasn't important to enforce the laws of the United States. You're unable to enforce them. You have an inability to enforce the actual requirements of the law. See, in your mind, when a court issues an order, there's no possible way that the court could be wrong. Pooch. But we went through those court orders, didn't we? And maybe today we'll look at them again. But it looked to me like I was not given actual notice of court hearings, pooch, both during the dissolution of marriage. Yeah. How many days is it? I'm not planning on doing a lot today, but I could go through some more court rules of different counties. Spokane County's court rules weren't good enough. How many days do you have for mailing? And how many days does the respondent have to respond? And do you have to have a reply in the actual file before having a court hearing? Now, these unnecessary court hearings that you've been having without proof of service, you seem to think that they're unimportant. You can just say that any American citizen's crazy. That's what you did, didn't you? As a judiciary. You can say that any individual in this nation is crazy because somebody filed a protection order without protecting the rights of the accused, of those that have. Well, let's say we were living on Guam, yes, at the Guam Airport Hotel. Yeah. And on July 2nd, my wife made up a story of domestic abuse and child abuse. And she had some persons purchase 7 plane tickets, and she left on the 2nd of July of 2011. Yeah. And they didn't buy me a plane ticket. No. They did know that she was going to leave. Pooch. She took all of my sons, right, and she had me put in jail for 10 days for the allegation of domestic violence and child abuse. Well, when I had my evaluations, I hadn't drank for 20 years, hadn't used drugs for 20 years, ouch, hadn't smoked marijuana, yeah. I really didn't commit any crimes. I didn't abuse my sons, and I didn't abuse my wife. Pooch, you don't think it's child abduction? Do you fucking understand how serious this is? She gets here, and within 3 days of her being here on July 8th, because she got here to the 3rd, you can't include the weekends, ooch, you decided that you're going to issue a custody violating protection order without having any due process to myself as a father. And then you're going to have another court hearing, another temporary protection order, yes, without any notice of actual hearing before doing that. Then you're going to have a permanent protection order hearing, yes, without any notice to me as a father, without any custody rights being enforced, because somebody says someone else is crazy. Now, there's a big issue with judiciaries that don't want the actual respondent in court. You don't want to hear. Now, this concept of the allegation of being insane. Today we're going to talk about insanity. Because you've got to be the craziest fucking court system